Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we have a movie that I didn't even plan on reviewing this, but I can't stop thinking about it ever since I saw it. There was so much bad press for this film that I don't know, I thought that I was gonna absolutely hate it. Thought there was gonna be no way there's anything redeemable with it. Now, this is actually really similar to the last movie that I reviewed, Venom, and the reason I say that it's like that is because it was a movie that's really widely panned and where I wasn't quite sure where I was gonna land on it. I thought that since it was supposedly so bad it's good that I was gonna enjoy it, but you guys all know how that goes. But then with this movie, I feel like everyone's expecting me to just be like, this is the biggest piece of shit, but no. 2018's The Predator actually isn't that bad. Again, I don't know, maybe I just need a little bit more time in between. No, fuck this. This movie's fucking sweet. Now, I'm not saying that there's not issues. There's absolutely issues. But the certain criticism that is coming, I just think is ridiculous. But we'll get to that. Because one of the main things with the criticism for this movie are people claiming that it's not a Predator movie. How? Just how? Everything about this is a Predator movie. We have a group that gets dispatched. We have the Predator, which still follows all the standard Predator rules where they're going for the fucking most badass people, if you have a weapon, they're gonna kill you, but they aren't gonna kill pregnant women or defenseless people. That's all I need from my Predator movies. As long as they actually behave like predators, I don't have an issue. And there's a little bit of something that they have an issue because since there was a change in the third act, the Predator at the beginning doesn't have the same motivations, it doesn't make sense, blah blah blah. And it's like, these are the same people that are complaining about this not being a Predator movie. Therefore, they're asking for this Predator to get up and not kill everyone in order to work with the ending. I don't understand the logic in in other people's viewpoint of this. I understand you cannot like it because, there's CGI. You cannot like it because you don't like the humor. There's so many things that you cannot like about this movie that would be totally acceptable. Saying that it's not a Predator movie is fucking stupid. Absolutely fucking stupid. And you're wrong. Just plain and simple. This is a Predator movie in every sense of the word. And again, I also thought it was funny that suddenly people are having an issue with, they're adding more backstory. Every single Predator film that has come out has added more backstory to it. You can not like the backstory, that's fine. Totally okay. But it's still definitely a backstory that's there. So there's these ultimate predators in Predators that I don't even know. I think ultimate is what they call these ones in this film. But either way, there's been precedent for an advanced species of this predator race. So why is it suddenly an issue? There's minor things I just really genuinely don't understand, especially when they're explaining these things away. No one had an issue when there were fucking predator dogs in Predators. It's silly, it's dumb, but at least the movie's actually fun, unlike these random fucking critiques that I just don't understand them. They're dumb. They're dumb. You're welcome to thank them, but doesn't mean they're not dumb points. But yeah, let's get into the actual movie. We've already established that this is a Predator movie. Shocker. This movie called The Predator. Whatever. I'm not gonna say that this movie is all good. There's a lot of bad in it. A lot of bad. The whole beginning is pretty stupid. In fact, I realized after thinking about it more, essentially every character introduction could be cut and you'd be fine. If the film started with, God, I don't even know his character's name. Boyd, I'm just going to call him Boyd because his name's Boyd Holbrook is the actor. It would have been perfectly acceptable if we start the film with him on that little transport with all the loonies. The loonies is the team name for the fucking bad guys. Sorry, I guess they're technically good guys, but they're in jail. So yeah. You could have easily started off right there, not had any of the other stuff, and you would have been fine. Absolutely fine. So I don't really understand the whole beginning. Every character introduction is just silly. could have, and we find all the information out that we find out in the character introductions later on anyway. Like, the kid's introduction is completely pointless, absolutely pointless. There's no reason that scene should have been completely cut. I think the only reason that it's in it is because of the fact that it's that Jacob Tremblay who was like Oscar nominated and all that. So I think they just wanted more screen time for him because they put a weird importance on that character. But that's besides the point. Really, one of the only characters that doesn't have a silly introduction is Olivia Munn's character, which, funnily enough, I found out that the whole reason that that intro doesn't exist is because there was all this controversy leading up to the film. Apparently, there was some sex offender that was Shane Black's friend that was an actor in the scene that would have been her introduction. She freaked out about it, and so they just excised the scene. The scene, like, reading a description of it, it's literally just her getting hit on by this guy, which, if he's a sex offender, yeah, I'd probably have an issue with that too. She gets hit on by him, and then, like, it's just supposed to show that she's like, stand up, like, take no shit, but it's literally happening on like a jogging path, so it's not, you don't need the scene. It's stupid. Olivia Munn is essentially the reason that we were saved from yet another dumb introduction. Even Boyd Holbrook's character, we don't really need that whole intro with him. We don't. We got to see him taking down a predator, which is cool, so we get to see he's like a formidable foe, but you didn't need any of the information. You could have just skipped it. So, like, I understand that aspect, and yeah, I get it. But yeah, so the team name is the Loonies. I don't really understand why they needed a team name, but yeah, they essentially fill in the same role as the basic Predator team that gets dispatched. I enjoy the team for the most part. They have these little quirks. The only real issue, so I'm not a huge fan of the humor that goes on between Keegan-Michael Key and Thomas Jane's character. It develops into a fun relationship later, but in the beginning it's just like, it comes across more that Keegan-Michael Key really likes saying fuck and wants to give this poor Tourette's guy a bunch of shit. That's how it comes across. It's not endearing, it's just kind of dumb. But thankfully it sorts itself out by the end. Then the other characters, I don't know, they're there. They serve whatever purpose. But I think the big issue is that all of these characters are dispatched in like probably like a 5-minute span in the film. I'm not even kidding. I genuinely want to go back and see for the time code, because there has to be 5 minutes where the whole team gets killed. Where it's like, why was this not just spread out further along? But yeah, that's just that's a whole nother thing. One thing I really don't understand is how, with the budget that this movie has, why do the props look so bad? Like, just look at the Predator stuff, especially when the little boy takes the Predator stuff out of the box. They all look like toys, like cheap plastic toys. The props department should be fucking ashamed of themselves, which I understand. It could just be a case of like, oh, maybe cinematographer didn't light it correctly, blah, blah, blah. This shit should have been like figured out long before it went to screen. Like, as soon as they came up, I'm like, oh, so apparently I'm watching a Power Rangers episode, and since this happened so early in the film, you're like, oh, we're not off to a good start with this one. But I mean, honestly, that was my biggest gripe, and the thing that kept bothering me when it would pop up in the film. Otherwise, it really wasn't enough for me to get super pissed about. And I gotta say, I know that everyone seems to hate this like ultimate predator, like this big guy. I didn't at all. I didn't care. It was another predator. Like, it's just a super badass predator. This is a species that only cares about hunting shit and bettering themselves. So yeah, the character, as well as all the genetic stuff, all that made sense to me. So it's like, okay, yeah, sure. The only thing that sucked was that it was CGI, which, okay, this is another aspect I needed to get into. The reason that this is so CGI and the scope of this is so big is because that's what Shane Black wanted. That's another thing I've noticed where people are like acting like, oh, Shane Black, he was disserviced by the studio. The studio just meddling. Everything I've seen, it appears as though Shane Black got what he wanted. The third act was something he wanted changed because he didn't think it worked. He didn't think that the daylight worked. That's why it got moved to night. Like, he's the one that wanted all these things. I don't understand where people are like, oh, well, if Shane Black had more control, it would have been better. No, this is the movie that he wanted to make. Can you not see this in juxtaposition with like Iron Man 3 and see that this was made by the same guy? Like, oh, I feel like this whole review is just me like taking on the criticisms, but I get that this movie may have like disappointed you, but how pissed off people are getting and then the reasons they're using, I just think they all sound stupid. They all sound stupid, they don't make any sense, but that's how opinions go. They're all subjective, and yeah, I thought that this movie was still worked out well. Though I'll give it to you guys that yeah, that was a really dumb Marvel style ending, and they didn't even do it Marvel style like correctly. That should have been post credits, but it was just at the end. Which yeah, the whole idea of this like weird Tony Stark Predator killer armor it's stupid, but they were clearly wanting it for a sequel, and I would have liked to see like follow Boyd Holbrook's character more. So just the fact that that scene essentially promised like, oh, we're gonna see what goes on with this guy, I was okay with it specifically for that. But yeah, otherwise this movie, if you have an issue with all these things, then I mean, I guess I just get more entertainment out of dumb stuff than most, but which I guess can probably that's probably just a fact at this point. Also, apologies if you're hearing a bunch of stuff. My roommates are being very, very loud, and I kept trying to wait until there was some silence, but I can't wait all fucking day, so we're just gonna do this and you guys are gonna deal with it. But yeah, so when it comes to this film, I don't get the hate. I enjoyed it. There was dumb stuff, but every Predator movie has dumb stuff in it, so I didn't have an issue. But yeah, that's really all for this week. I wanted to take a moment to thank everyone that's been liking, commenting, subscribing. One of my absolute favorite things to do is to interact with you guys. So just let me know what you thought of this film, if you saw it, or if you didn't, check it out. Let me know, because especially the people that are watching my videos, I'm real curious about what the I can't be the only one that liked this. I can't be the only one that was like, oh yeah, that's not as bad as everyone thought. Maybe I just have a soft spot in my heart for Predator, but this is coming from the same guy that fucking hates Alien Covenant, hates it with a passion. So I don't know. I think that maybe that I can forgive things when they don't take themselves too seriously versus when you're trying to make things suddenly much more serious mixed with just so much schlock. So I think maybe that's why I enjoyed this. I don't know. Maybe I just like the Predator character more. I don't know. I don't think that's the case, but either way, thank you for watching this week. I hope that you guys enjoyed this very random. I don't even know what the hell I'm going to do with this. Because I have a backlog of videos, and I don't really, this movie just came out on Blu-ray and stuff, so I don't really want to have the review so many weeks. I don't know, we'll figure it out. When you guys are watching this, I'll have already figured it out, so there we go. I'll see you guys next week. Hey guys, make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And look, I even have a new ending finally. Holy crap, it took forever, and I'm just saying random stuff that I don't need to be saying. Oh well. And end.